Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called Prenups Are Now Worthless in Some States. That's right. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure you click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we post a new episode. Now, let's get started. Recently, music producer Dr. Dre was ordered by a California divorce court to pay his ex-wife, get ready for this, $2.9 million a year in alimony. This despite having a prenup that was supposed to protect him. California is also the state that has forced some men to pay child support for children that a DNA test, get ready for this, has proven they're not the biological father of. How's that? We're now entering an era where laws are completely being ignored because the judges feel they're too subjective or fluid, or they just don't feel like honoring the laws because of their personal or political biases. Some people claim that the law is almost meaningless now, as the courts seem to be interpreting things any way they want. We're hearing horror stories from people who've had courts ruling against them in a draconian manner when the law indicated that they were completely in the right. This is why more and more cases are settling, because even people who are certain that they're correct, that they're in adherence to the law, they're still paranoid of these judges' rulings. They're just unbelievable. So what does all this mean, and how bad will it get? Well, we believe that the rate at which people will marry will continue to decline. A lot of millennial men now believe that marriage is nothing more than financial suicide. What's even worse is that not only are men refusing to marry, but they are even refusing to cohabitate with their partners in a lot of places. California is another perfect example of where simply living with someone over a period of time can cause you to have to pay them support or give them part of your assets when the relationship breaks up. This is the sort of thing that causes nightmares or financial devastation for a lot of people. You know, it's always funny when it happens to somebody else, but when it happens to you, it is anything but funny. So, because of this, millennials are choosing to remain on their own and not live with anyone at all. Maybe roommates, but that's about it. Now, they're still having recreational relationships and fun whenever they want, but many of them are choosing not to let someone move in with them. They may spend a weekend together at the house, or they may go on a vacation together, but more and more of them are refusing to cohabitate for the long run. Here's something else that's really interesting. Not only are people refusing to cohabitate, but when many of these young couples go out, they will immediately split the cost of the date by using Zelle to send money to one another. Now, you know who else is refusing to remarry or cohabitate? Senior citizens. That's right, senior citizens in a lot of instances are refusing to marry or remarry or cohabitate because they're afraid it could affect the size of their Social Security. They're afraid that the new spouse could seize a portion of their assets when the relationship dissolves. These people are just as paranoid as the millennials. So I understand why people are doing this sort of thing, but it's still interesting to observe. So how are people protecting themselves from all of this judicial ambiguity and all of these random and inexplicable court judgments that are destroying people's lives? Well, you guessed it, many are simply refusing to get married. More people are either having less sex or they're having safe sex, as the thought of having a child scares them, especially if they can't afford it. So will the institution of marriage last? Who knows? But it seems to be getting less and less popular. What will the alternative be? I suspect we're heading into a new social paradigm where everything is temporary And once people part ways, they'll have little or no financial obligation to one another unless there's a child in the picture. Their romantic relationships are going to become very temporary. Their business relationships are going to become more and more temporary. Just their interactions in general, as we go forward, they're going to become more guarded and more temporary on a variety of different levels. So, with that, I want to thank you for watching. I want to tell you that we're going to have more great celebrity interviews coming up and more breaking news stories. So we encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free and click on that notification bell so you can get notified every time we post a new story. Thank you and goodbye.